Hello and welcome to the channel, everybody. We are here discussing career goals, personal growth, and more specifically, how you can onboard easily on a exciting and really rewarding Salesforce job or career opportunity. I personally think that Salesforce as a platform is actually more than a life hack, really, because of all the opportunities and all of the benefits that it can offer somebody such as yourself. Today, we're going to be discussing the learning curve and the difficulty for onboarding onto a Salesforce career or job. And I get this quite a bit. The answer to how difficult is it, or do I need to have technical background, right? So those questions are tied together with regards to how much time would it take? How much time do I need to learn or pivot or switch to this Salesforce opportunity? And the answer is, I think it's actually very easy. So with all of the modules and everything that you have in place, and all of the help that I give people that I guide and I train and I help them onboard into the Salesforce ecosystem, I would say it's very easy. Why do I say that? So if I were to compare somebody learning in college or university, trying to get a degree, you spend 4 years, 3 years, depending on your situation, and then you try to get a job and sometimes you cannot, right? Maybe it's not your case. Maybe I've actually known and talked to a lot of people that were in that situation. Having a absolutely amazing career on Salesforce, which is a very, very popular platform, can take anything between 2 to 4 months. Now, talking about the timeline is one thing. And I can give an example of people that I have personally trained that went to find a job in Salesforce or on the Salesforce platform with other companies that use Salesforce in about 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. That's all it took. Now, disclaimer, this is an outlier. This is not the usual case. And that's why I mentioned earlier that I probably estimate between 2 to 3 months would be an average for most people. Now compare that to the 3 or 4 years that a lot of us went to get a degree and sometimes are still having an issue finding a job. But even if you find a job, then it's not necessarily the job that you want, and we're somewhat, stuck somewhere. And we can talk about how Salesforce gives you flexibility and opportunities to try new things, different domains in other videos. You can check them out. But for now, if we're to focus on what happens in those 2 or 3 months on average, is I guide you through going through the modules. I guide you through the technical part, the mindset part, the interviews, how to prepare everything, how to try and do properly polish up your, let's say, your LinkedIn profile. So there's a lot of things that go into this, bits and pieces, to actually make you visible in the world. One thing that I want to mention and why it is, I want to say, easier to onboard from the opportunity side. And again, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a video about that as well, more detailed. The demand is absolutely crazy for Salesforce resources, and that's what makes it fairly easy to actually go and find jobs a lot faster. And there's a lot of recruitment going, there's a lot of things like that. You just need to kind of stand out. And that's where I'm also helping you with how do you stand out? What certification do you need? Can you do it without a certification and things like that? Now, of course, I've had students that did it in, I want to say, a year. One of my students, his name is Alex, he did it in, actually it's more like 11 months, but he was doing a full-time job. He had a small kid. He was in the military. Putting all of that together, he was still trying to follow his dream and passion at the time to move into tech and to do more things in tech. And that's where Salesforce gave him that opportunity. He's still working to this day. He's in development and moving towards being a tech lead. So it's absolutely amazing from that perspective. What else can we say about the learning curve and the difficulty? I suppose, we can talk about it once you're more interested and there's more details and there's guides that I provide that you can go through to learn more and to maybe understand better the process. But in essence, it's very gamified, right? So there's these online modules that you go through. You read through the material, you have questions and answers. Sometimes you have these interactive do-it-yourself in all of the trial or demo works that Salesforce provides, and you learn how to actually implement it. So that way, it's not just theoretical; it's also very, very practical. I think that pretty much wraps it up. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other questions you might be interested in. So just look for the other videos that answer very specific questions, such as what is the job opportunity, what are the salaries, and so on. And I would be more than glad to answer those. If you have, by the way, any questions, please let me know, and then we'll try to sort of follow up and do the answers to those specific questions that you have. And for anyone interested to maybe dig a little bit deeper and to interact, we have the Facebook group, which is for Mechanics Academy, and we do have the Tripreneur newsletter, which helps with personal growth as well, but also it talks about sort of the Salesforce ecosystem and how we should be better professionals in general as consultants or agency owners or anything in the ecosystem, really. What else? Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And of course, there's always more videos. So subscribe and see you in the next one. Thanks. I appreciate you.